What's up, guys? Here with another review on the new Sam and Twitch spawn from McFarlane Toys. So, funny thing about this one is I actually ordered all the other ones off Walmart.com. I didn't get this one because I was like, nah, you know, I don't really need to get that. I don't need to spend the extra 40 bucks or whatever. So I ordered it. Funny thing is I haven't had problems with Walmart before, but they, you know, the date that they said they were going to ship it to me, it went over. So then I was like, well, I need to find a different place to buy it from because I am moving and I would hate for it to show up to the wrong address. So what I did is I decided to go on McFarlane Toys and saw that they had a discount for the bundle. So I ended up getting this too. So I'm actually glad that that worked out because these are much better in person than I imagined. So look at that face. They did a great job on the face there. I mean, they always do great on the sculpt, but even look at the paint application. Like, that looks good. The flesh tones, man, that looks really good. Okay, and you have the suit or the, you know, the undershirt there. Some of that stuff could use a black wash if we really want to get detailed about it, but overall it doesn't look too bad. And even the trench coat, if you look close, right, it's black with some brown dry brushed over the top, so it looks pretty good. So they did a great job on him for sure. Now here is Twitch here, looking pretty good. Kind of got a cartoonish look, little more so I think than Sam, but still really cool looking. So very neat. So I'm glad I didn't pass this one up. So here we go. So we got the side here, Spawn logo. They've been doing this on all these. These are cool. So City of New York Police, they made it, related to the character. And you see that too. Detective 666. That's funny. Okay, there's the artwork from the back. Looking really good there. And there's the side of the package. Perfect. So let's open this up and see what we're looking at. Okay, here is Sam and Twitch out of the package. So looking very good, very good. Let's see what we got here. So we'll start with, let's see, Sam first. So like I said, when I was looking at the, you know, through the box, like the face just looks great. Look at those different tones, like with a darker tone around the eyes, and it fades, right, from a really dark to a little bit brighter, but still darker than the skin tone. So yeah, the textures are great. When you get a good like downlighting like what I have now, like the details really, really pop. So that looks good. So let's see, I think, like I said earlier in the review, we have black trench coat with brown dry brushed over the top. So real simple thing to do, but looks good. So this is the front of the figure. They also did the hair. If you look up close, so black with brown dry brushed over it. Looks good. It comes with a weapon here, Tommy gun or whatever. So the only thing is they made it all black. And if you look really close, there's definitely wood grain there. So, you know, I think you could probably dry brush over the top of that with a brown, maybe, you know, just lightly, maybe 2, maybe 3 coats just to make the brown pop. Maybe just 1, depending on the paint you're using. But yeah, that could look really cool. It'd be super easy to fix and just make it look better. So there we go. Here's the side of the figure. Does not come with extra hands or anything, just does come with weaponry and the bases. So we got a closed fist there. Look like he's punching someone, which would be cool. You have the back of the trench coat there, all the details. Where they continue the dry brush over the top there. I'm so glad they did that. Looks much better. You have a gun holding hand there. Looks really good. So it's pretty cool that they did this with, you know, you get 2 figures for the, not for the price of 1, but right for 40 bucks. So it's a little bit more discounted than just getting 2 individual. And I think it's smart to do these, you know, together in the package. I just think it makes sense because, you know, I doubt if anyone's going to buy just a Sam figure, just a Twitch figure. So to put them together is kind of like a deluxe, I think was a really smart business plan on their part. So that looks cool. It's a good idea. Okay, here we go. Here we go, we got Twitch here. So, looks like, yeah, it looks like it's a yellow, and they look like they dry brushed a slightly lighter color. So it looked like it was maybe a beige color, and then with a slightly lighter yellow for the hair, just to dry brush to make it look more detailed. Okay, looks pretty good. The face sculpt looks great. Like I said, for some reason it looks a little cartoonish, but I think that that's totally fine. You can see on his trench coat too, they did dry brush a little bit, but not a whole lot. I would have liked to see a little bit more. But look at the wrinkles. You got the good wrinkles on the shirt. That looks really good. You can see they dry brushed a little bit more on the arms. I don't know if you can really see that, but they dry brushed it. They didn't dry brush as much across it, and I think that would have looked a little bit better. So you see they did just a smidge. So I might try to match that color and go over it a little bit, because I think the arm, especially like this arm, right? I think it looks a little better, a little more detailed when you do that. So it looks pretty good. They got good articulation, which we'll talk about in a second. But this is the same thing, right? The gun, they went with all silver, which is fine, but you know that that gun doesn't have a silver handle, so it might be good to also paint that brown, right? So it doesn't have a black base coat, so if you wanted to make it look better, you could put a little bit of black over the top and then brown, just to show some more details. But that's, yeah, that's something I'll probably do, because, yeah, a little too silver. But yeah, so that's it overall, so looking pretty good. So let's, you know, we'll get into articulation here. Let's get into Sam Twitch articulation. So here we go. First, start with Sam, so the head moves. Oh, there we go. So I'll leave that in the video. Okay, so head doesn't move up very high, but does pop on. So if you accidentally do that, it did have a neck piece there, you can pop it on pretty quick. So yeah, it doesn't really go up, doesn't really go down. You have a little bit of side to side, a little bit of rotation, so not a whole lot. So cool thing, right? You just learned if it pops off, it pops back on pretty good. Okay, so now you have shoulder articulation, goes out about that far. You have, let's see, no bicep swivel. You do have elbow swivel though. You have single jointed elbow, and you have a little bit of wrist articulation just forward and back. Not too much there. There is no ab crunch. There is, you can twist it and you can kind of go forward and backward, but I wouldn't really call that a crunch too much. But it's better than nothing. Let's see, you can do the splits. You can go up slightly. You have a, let's see, single jointed knee, so you can get it to bend just slightly. And you have foot articulation and toe articulation. So there you go. So not too bad. I can't imagine doing too many dynamic poses with, you know, with this character. So I'm not bummed about the articulation. Not as much as some of the others, but still pretty good. So there we go. Now Twitch, here we go. So this one actually does look up high, which is cool. So like I said earlier, that doesn't happen often. So you can look up that high, you can look down a little bit. Got some pivot, move side to side just fine. So the shoulders go about that far. You have bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, wrist articulation. Okay. Same as, well, no, it does have a joint there. So it does have an ab crunch. Oh, and surprisingly better than I thought. Cool. So you actually get them in kind of some cool poses, so that's exciting. You can rotate, legs go about that far, double jointed knees. You do have ankle articulation and toe articulation as well. And if you want to know how you can do the splits, you can do the splits pretty darn far, even with the trench coat, which is pretty cool. So yeah, overall articulation is pretty good on both of them. Not too bad. Let's get into size comparison. Okay, here is the size comparison of the whole new Spawn wave here. So as you can see, right, so King Spider is quite a bit taller than Sam, which makes sense. So about a head taller. You have Omega Spawn that is even taller than King Spider, right about, you know, from the shoulders up, which is pretty big. You have Nightmare Spawn, which actually stands a little bit taller than King Spider, but still quite a bit smaller than Omega Spawn. You have Plague and Nightmare, which stand about the same height. And then you have Twitch, that is a little bit shorter than Plague. So, right, overall looks pretty good. Looks like everything's in pretty good size, right? King Spider, Plague, Nightmare, all about the same size, with Omega Spawn being bigger and the humans being smaller. So makes a whole lot of sense. So great sizes. So let's get into final thoughts. Okay, final thoughts on Sam Twitch. Okay, right, so 40 bucks, so it's about $20 per figure. I think it's a good buy. I think when I was looking at this is one I was going to pass up on initially, and I'm glad I didn't, because it's a good addition to the Spawn collection. So, right, looking at it, like the paint applications are actually pretty good on this one. I still can't get over Sam's face. I think it looks amazing. Right, there's definitely some opportunities, especially in some of the articulation, especially on Sam. Twitch is fine. Some paint application that could be a little bit better, but overall, you know, the weapons obviously will be painted a little bit, but I think it's great. Great figure. I'd say if you're looking for, you know, to complete that collection, this is a must-have. I'd say if you're not really trying to be a completist when it comes to collecting the Spawn stuff, I'd say this is one you could probably pass on. I don't think it's anything too special per se, but it is better than I initially thought. So I am glad I have it, even though I was initially going to skip on it. So awesome, that was the review. Thank you all so much. Definitely check out the other Spawn Wave reviews. Those are all coming out one after another. Check those out. Check out my other action figure reviews. And yeah, if you feel fondly, like and subscribe, because I'm going to continue to keep doing this. So thank you all so much.